The color commentating in the WWE right now is worse than when it was the Michael Cole being a heel era. The commentators are so... Last Friday, I knew I was doing the show, and so I wanted to watch everything that happened. I could not sit through the Friday Night SmackDown podcast, the Friday Night SmackDown show, because the color commentating was that bad. The match that Stardust and Goldust had, they were just so distracting and just abrasive, and it's annoying. Like, it's just, their color commentary has completely blown the characters for Adam Rose, in my opinion. And for the whole shows in general. There was at least 5 or 6 times during those Night of Champions pay-per-views that they ruined a false finish because one of the dumbass announcers gave it away. Like either Jerry the King Lawler going, "Oh, this is it right here," boom, and then they kick out. Like, no, don't. When you say that, us as wrestling fans know that's not going to be the case. If you sit there and you got to sell what happens in the ring, like you don't know what's going to happen, and not say the same thing every time. Just not say, like during the Brock Lesnar Cena match, there's a couple of times Jerry the King Lawler was like, "Oh, this is it right here." And then, it's asinine, and it voids from the show, and it's a hindrance, in my opinion.
I think the commentary in general, overall, for every show, Raw, SmackDown, main event, whatever else, is in major need of a shakeup. I think you need to break up Lawler, Cole, and JBL. Those 3 guys, especially for 3 hours on an episode of Raw, are so distracting. Lawler, I think, is well past his prime. I mean, he's way better as a heel, but he's not going to go back to that.
He's a creepy uncle that you don't want to go to the basement with for far too long, and he needs to go.
Yep.
But they kept him around. Honestly, the heart attack thing that happened to Jerry Lawler obviously was bad, and, nobody wants to see that. But when he was gone, that was the best. Him and JBL were doing the best commentary
exactly
in years.
And they had Jim Ross there too.
Yeah, Jerry Lawler is just god awful at color commentary.
Yep,
if he can't talk about tits or whatever else his freaky ass is fond of, he's unentertaining. And he adds an extra element, because if you just bring it down to Cole and JBL, you have a heel announcer and a face announcer that can play off of each other. And then now you got the heel announcer and the face announcer trying to overcompete creepy molester uncle, and they just overdo it, and it's an unnecessary 3-man commentary team.
I think even then with Michael Cole and JBL, I mean, they did have good chemistry back in the day, but now JBL is so over the top as a heel, and it's getting obnoxious. I'm not a big fan of heel commentators in general.
I agree with that. I agree with that 100%.
But I think when they brought back JBL, as you mentioned before, my sentiments exactly. Right after Jerry Lawler had that heart attack, and they brought in Jim Ross, they brought in JBL, they had that 3-man booth on Raw with Cole. I think he's a very underrated announcer, but when you put him in an environment with guys like Lawler and JBL, they focus far too much.
He just tries to be cool.
Exactly. It's ridiculous. And I can't blame it all on him. They're just reading off the lines that Vince gives them in their ear and all that kind of garbage, but I think if you have a quality 3-man booth with a guy like Jim Ross, or hell, even Renee Young, or Tom Phillips, or Byron Saxton, William Regal, Alex Riley, Tensai, whoever.
Well, first off, the NXT commentary is amazing, I think. I think the NXT commentary...
Way better. Way
better.
better.
Again, that show is on a completely different plane as composed to the rest of... Like, those NXT shows hold up to the old Raws you can watch on the network, as far as entertainment goes, in my opinion.